Good morning. Wednesday wisdom today, talking about Stoicism again this week. Okay, here we go. I I was doing a little bit of research this morning for the specific angle, I guess, that I was going to take this morning with the Wednesday wisdom. And what really struck me was I was looking through some different websites that I've bookmarked, a couple different sites that I go to read and be inspired by Stoic philosophy. And something that really struck me, which is interesting, recently someone shared a Joe Rogan special with me on Netflix, and it was pretty funny. I really would not equate Joe Rogan with Stoicism, but apparently he's a subscriber to Stoic philosophy, is a pretty outspoken proponent of it. I did not realize that until I started doing a little bit of research. And the reason I even found this out was on one of the websites I was on. There was a Joe Rogan quote for Stoicism, which I thought it kind of made me wonder. So I got curious and I looked him up and found out, yeah, he really is. He's got a really wildly popular podcast I wasn't familiar with. So I can't speak to that. I don't really know. But I wanted to share a quote, which I think is really kind of funny that you all might enjoy this morning. Again, not really thinking Joe Rogan would be part of the conversation this morning, but it turns out he is. So, if you ever start taking things too seriously, just remember that we are talking monkeys on an organic spaceship flying through the universe. So, okay, uh, whether or not you believe about the theory of evolution or not, he's just a humorous kind of guy, comedian. So, I guess, so clearly we're the monkeys and the organic spaceship is Earth. So, if I just when I read that, it just really made me think for a second that, life for us can often feel really heavy and really difficult and challenging. And so if we kind of take it in a more lighter, playful approach, like think of it like he described, and have it be something that feels a little bit more fun. There's another quote that I wanted to share with you also that's kind of along the same vein. Um, a couple more. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. That was a quote by Seneca. And Voltaire said, uncertainty is an uncomfortable position, but certainty is an absurd one. And I think that's where we tend to trip ourselves up. So, in order to live our best life, there has to be some sort of struggle or challenge. The level to which we feel that or take that on is based on our perception, based on where we are. Which reminds me of another quote. Wow, I didn't think I was going to be sharing this many. Hold on one second. I'm looking to find the one. We are more frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than reality. Um, oh, where is that other one? I can't find it. Um, I guess it's not meant to be this moment. So I guess my point this morning to you is this, that, I've been talking a lot about heaviness, feeling that heaviness, feeling all of the uncertainty, kind of leaning into the shadow side of ourselves, leaning into that deeper part of us. And I find that Stoic philosophy and that sort of mindset really helps make sense of where we sometimes find ourselves. So, there is a definition I found also that I think really embodies the concept of Stoicism and the approach, the Stoic approach. So a Stoic is someone who transforms fear into prudence, pain into transformation, mistakes into initiation, and desire into undertaking. And that's a quote by Taleb Nassim Nicholas. I don't know who that is. I've not heard of him, but I think it's a pretty spot on definition. It feels like that to me. So, and when we get in that fear place, it's really it's empowering to go into a place of well, they say, it's, the quote says prudence, but it's the way I see it is use it as fuel. Use it as fuel for discernment, to be able to take whatever you're fearful of, whatever is perceived as something that is a cause of worry in your life, and go in deeper, look at that, and see what point here in this place of fear, how much of it is true, how much of it is really just my imagination, that your mind going into the what if worry cycle. What can I do to shift out of this place? Action can I take to transform this into something beautiful or transformative? Um, you know, Life is perfect in each moment, whether we feel like it is or not. That was something I've talked about before that I had a really hard time wrapping my head around. And that even what we see as a mistake is part of our learning, it's part of our journey. And, there really are no mistakes, because everything that we do, we learn from. So whether we perceive it as a mistake or we perceive it as a success, it is absolutely part of our process. It's how we get to know ourselves better, and how we get to know others better, and how we are able to become more who we are meant to be, instead of who we think others expect us to be or who others want us to be. And the thought of desire into undertaking. Okay, so if you have a sense of what you desire, if you have a sense of what's important to you, if you have a sense of what your heart and soul are calling for, leaning into, then you can actually go out there and do it. You can undertake it. You can make it a reality. You can, here's the last quote I'm going to leave you with. I know I'm throwing a lot of quotes on you today. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? That was from Epictetus. I'm going to say it one more time. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? And what is the best for yourself? Do you even know what it is that you desire? Do you have any sense of that? It's a huge question, and it's one we often don't take the time to ask ourselves, or take the time to really dive into and write it out. I've shared a lot of journal pages over the past couple of months, actually more than a couple of months now, I think, and they're a really great tool for you to get some clarity on direction, clarity on who you are. That's what I do with my clients. That's where we go. We go into the deep stuff. We take a really close look at who they are at a soul level, why they're here, and having a really deeper understanding of their soul psychology, their soul blueprint, and then crafting a life from that place when you're truly in alignment with your soul. And it's not necessarily an easy journey. It's definitely a worthy one, and it's a beautiful one if you allow yourself to start down that path. So I hope this was helpful, and I would love to hear your thoughts on some of the Stoic philosophy. I just can't seem to get enough of it right now. It really is resonating with me, and I'm like a logical kind of gal, so this is like perfect for me. And then I take the logic and tune it into the soul part, and it's like awesome. So remember, we learn from one another. So please share this with anyone that you think might benefit or enjoy it. And I will see you here tomorrow. All right. Bye for now.